We're back. I'm playing some more Great Ace Attorney. When I last played this, hold on, I'm gonna turn the volume down. It's kind of it's. This song's really good. I just I need to be able to hear myself think. Bum 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 bum. When we last played this, I got about 2/3 of the way through the first case. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far I got. Kind of waiting for the viewers to roll in so they can tell me. Okay, let me just pull up chat and then close the box. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we're about 2/3 of the way through the first case, which is much longer than I expected it to be. Normally the first case of an Ace Attorney game takes like an hour and a half, but this one's actually got some meat to it, and I'm very much enjoying it so far. So I'm gonna get back into it and finish up this case. Your Honor. Just setting up. Hold on. These cases are extra. Yeah, these cases are. They are long. Your Honor, Pandora will never be pardoned. I'm already reading meme chat messages, if you can't tell. This is what we do here. We play the game as we read meme chat messages. 22nd November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Okay, wait, hold on. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Let me just recap because it's been a few days. We're on a 30-minute recess before reconvening. That's not a campaign 1.5 joke. Pandora's campaign 2. I'm just saying things. I'm responding to chat messages. No context will be given. Hold on. Let me figure out what's going on here. Giselle Brett. Oh, that's right. We're calling the woman who was there to the stand. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna interrogate her because she's sus. That lady is sus. Ugh. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and your knees on mom's spaghetti. A Giselle brat tamer? Shut up, shut up. It was a grim sight. Before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't want to ever see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she? Giselle Brett? I can't figure out what the pun is there. That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have. You've been saying that a lot. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure. There is no pun. She is guilty. Oh, it's a Sherlock reference? That would make sense. There is no pun. She is guilty. There is no pun. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentleman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. I've had my headset on for 4 minutes and my ears are already itchy. That's a good sign. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. Gun! What if you had a gun? I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up. Bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Wait, what? The waiter just, like, grabbed him? Or the detective, I guess, just grabbed him? Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry... I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah. Who's this? This guy, yeah, okay. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikatoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. Can you draw them farting? You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Is she best girl? She seems kind of best girl. She showed up earlier and I was just like, who are you? And then she left. But I've seen her in like trailers and stuff. That girl he was with, so. I've seen her more than I've seen this guy. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send your brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma. Well then. It looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMaine, and it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Bum 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 bum. Fartoba. Fartotoba? Wait, Jack, your jokes are, C tier right now. Question mark is base. She seems pretty based. Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before these old fossils know what's hit. Kazuma? You may have... What? Thank you. Okay. You're distracting me, Jack. You have many hit farts, but that is not one of them, because I feel a compulsive need to read every chat message out loud. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd have already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. Enable robot chat voice? I don't know how to do that. Also, I don't want to do that. I hate the robot chat. It sounds so weird. It's so, like, distracting on stream. This isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to. Here, I'll just try to be the robot chat voice. Like, alright then, I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. Like, you send something, ha ha ha. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. 20. Nah, that's a C. You're right, it is a C tier joke. I started it and immediately realized you were right. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
L. Smosh would not struggle like you did? What? Smosh? Like, shut up, Smosh! What are you talking about? Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about?
Ian X fanfiction making out naked. A viewer just left as I said that. I'm not reading any more chat messages.
Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
I think it's supposed to say flounders.
Our nation flounders.
Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses? Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up!
Oh my god, shut up!
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in.
Smosh, he's Bald Anthony. He's Bald Anthony.
By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder, too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. Anthony left Smosh to become a lawyer. He did. This is canon now. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all.
Ah!
Oh! I liked that line. It was smart. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, the trial will now resume. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes!
Yes, I am! Slams head into the desk. That was not me slamming my head into the desk. I slammed my fist on the table to do the bit. I don't want to like. He like just broke his head open. Slam a penis in car door.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. What? Mario? Simp Ouchie unlocked!
Gee, Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea. Oh god, they're all simping for her. It's not just Ouchie, it's the judge. Is that true? No idea.
So, ahem, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival, but my true...
Yeah, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true? No idea. But they sure are simps, aren't they? A little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. So, oh god, even Kazuma's simping? Oh dear. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
What? Huh? What is this? I can't read it.
I don't speak English.
Is that the joke here?
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
They're speaking Minion. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. Medical faculty.
Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people! I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
The lady says,
banana. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yeah, I agree. He'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
the court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
I'm not reading this anymore. Yeah, I got it. She says yes. That looked like a lot more text than yes, but okay. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese?
Banana, mango, buttermilk.
She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Female... No, she's not female Guru. Shut. Silence. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. They knew she had to go present her PowerPoint, so they told me to get her out of there really fast.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print?
Bum, 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 bum.
seeing as you were, so unfortunately, present at the scene of the crime. Could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, it was a very frightening and something. Hold on, I pressed the button too fast. And sorrowful sight.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right here in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood.
Order! Order in court! Order! Order in the court! Order in the court. Sometimes I like to sing that.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Hmm. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is.
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly, kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described to Minion Mom. I mean, woman. Giselle Brett.
Banana!
A frightening and sorrowful sight. Dun, 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 dun. Oh god, is this gonna be part of the, like, fucking text? Just the. Okay. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late. Blah, blah, blah.
Banana! Witness testimony! Banana!
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
Rat minion!
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
Yes!
This is a condemning. Okay, I didn't even. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection! Objection! Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. The white woman's! White woman be like!
You're still making the same mistake, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Ah, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. Only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up! There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. When the imposter is sus! Oh, ding, 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 ding.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Minion smirk. Dreamworks smirk. A frightening and sorrowful sight. Dun dun. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Wait, okay, why? Why did you arrange a meeting? We'll start there. After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection! You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are in vogue. Isn't that right?
He says late luncheons are in vogue. No! Ugh. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. I keep doing the detective for him. The gentlewoman is currently working on the victim in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late.
Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. Okay, we're getting to the point where we just press every statement. He was unable to eat, you say. And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hada Clinic, correct? Yeah, that's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering? Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean... Fuck. Somebody pulled into the driveway. The light just, made me jump. That it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? I won't fuck it up. That's right. Yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left.
Dear me! What a harrowing experience! To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic accident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight!
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water? What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? Water. They each... Maybe that could have been used to mask the sound of a... Well, no, because we heard the sound of a gunshot. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything, but everything... we need everything in the court record. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing?
The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well, sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said. Clearly. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. I ordered a beefsteak for myself, and the professor and I said cheers over a glass of carbonated waters. That's the new second statement, right? Okay, cool. Welcome to the stream, second viewer. Here we play Ace Attorney, we game, and we don't talk about weird things like Ian and Anthony from Smosh Kissing. We said cheers over some bananas, and we do like weird bits a lot. But don't worry, I still play the game. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. About what? Wait.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Mommy? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all
Pick English. Oh my. I can see why it took them a while to release this game in the West and like translate it. Cause there's definitely like weird like language shit that they had to figure out how to do. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Oh, he's gone. Damn it. The mythical second viewer. Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. I can't tell if I'm not being funny enough or being too funny. I don't know what to do! And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. Two of my Steam friends are playing Battlefield 4. Is that the last statement, or is this one? I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been.
Yes!
We're just gonna press them all. Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. I did not shoot that gun. I did not. And like I said, there's no point in repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shots rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim, the lady.
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Dirty?
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
What nonsense.
Not based. Not based. Wait, who's not based? The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned, anyway. I guess I'll press this one now.
Yes!
It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Incoming lewd joke. I distinctly remember her saying, I'm not carrying a weapon. That's all you did? You just asked her? Never mind, lewd joke avoided. Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. Stop! I don't care that you're playing Battlefield 4. It's the same person. Okay. No. Why on earth not? The Honorable...
The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon.
Oh my god! Does he just keep closing the game, booting it up again?
There was obviously no...
I think I gotta play some Battlefield 4.
There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter.
Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps?
Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts.
My brain record scratched for a minute there. In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh.
Banana field 4.
The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
Goading? Goading? I never know how to say that one. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same way as you are, except the flapping red ribbons. Yeah, and my flapping red ribbons are fucking sexy. This is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you with your thick skin must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. We already did that, though. Do that, and opening will present itself. Okay. Well, I already pressed all the statements, so I'm assuming I need to present something. And I'm presuming it's something with the water, because that's, like, the only new piece of stuff. Ryunosuke, I'm sorry to say, but I'm more I am attracted to her more than I can imagine. I'm a switch sides so I can get some cooch. Sorry. Is that how Kazuma leaves? Is that how we become the main character? Does he like defect for the Brussy? The British. Okay. It said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. Do I have something that contradicts that? Dun, dun. Okay, that's a glass, so that... I mean, there's a bottle, though. That is... What kind of bottle is that? I don't know. Okay. A record of some kind of medical treatment, nutrition, teeth, laughing gas. So that is a bottle of water. So there's no contradiction there. Why was that? Was that actually important? Okay, and then there's this, which, of course, is the business card on the back. Hold on. What is on the back of this one? Medical report card required for every visit name, Mr. John Watson. no, hold on. Clearly. So the water's been drank. Great. I don't know how I guess I'll just press this one again. So both you and the professor drank this water. Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses. 2 glasses? I clearly remember doing so. Except you're actually a detective. And the beef steak. That was for you, Miss Brett? The lady says that she'd heard it was not customary to eat beef here until Japan opened its doors to the world. Yes, that's true. Why did you post this? Minion. What is this from the Minions Wikipedia? What is this? Why you just posted a paragraph and I just read it all and now I'm being derailed. What a frightful place is the lady's opinion. Wait, what? And I've heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now that's frightful. The Minions fall into a state of depression? I thought they just like froze. Why did you read the... I don't know why I read the whole thing, because it was text, and I was skimming it at first. I mean, I didn't read the whole thing. I kind of, like, skimmed the first half, and... Okay, we're not talking about this. Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, why does it matter? Okay, to be fair, the conversation that is happening in-game seems as pointless as this Minion paragraph. True, come to think about it. From T-Rex to Dracula to Napoleon, the well-meaning Minions, they just can't seem to keep the boss around for very long. They become that right? It's much of a shock. I can't believe they didn't work for Hitler. Okay, but anyway, back to the witness's statement. What is that face he's making? Somehow, I feel like there's something out of place in what she's saying. We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now, because you never know what might. What were the Minions doing from 1939 to 1945, Ryunosuke? It doesn't make sense. Goal of turning this trial around. Understood, Kazuma. After a while, the accused came over. Okay, so the water thing. She said 2 glasses. There's 1 glass. But that's not in the testimony. Like, where she never says in the testimony that the victim drank water. Or wait, the professor and I. So maybe that's meant to imply. I'm just gonna try presenting it. No, wrong button. R.
Yes!
Why is R present? That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. Yes. That is correct, the lady says. Wait, well, it's sus. Very sus.
Dear me, what sus is the defense's inability to express themselves?
Ugh. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks so sus to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. That implies 2 glasses, but if that's true, there's only 1 glass.
You're quite right, Counselor. There's only 1 glass pitcher here.
Objection!
That's a bit sussy.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Minute, you say?
Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence?
Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only one? It is true that the clinking of glasses requires 2 glasses, or more. I certainly took 2 to the table. Ma'am, where did the other one go?
Banana! Banana! Inspector, what did the lady say?
It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she said.
Good gracious. Reveal your true form!
I had to remember what the persona joke was. Sorry.
Sorry!
Sorry. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all.
Oh, please.
We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray?
That's absurd.
Oh, really? So, do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief?
What? No, this can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
Banana!
It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying.
A handbag, you say? A handbag that perhaps could have concealed a gun, you say? I didn't say that. Did you say that? He said that.
Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch, commonly carried by a well-to-do woman of England. Is that fucking... What baby noise? Shut!
So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Well, I don't know, really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance, it's the handbag. That's where she's holding the gun. Clearly. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you said?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items.
Let me see. I've got a bunch of papers. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following, that there are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. I thought that was going to be a full table set, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun.
You're right!
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that, too. I gotta go refill my water soon. But I'll do it when I lose my second viewer again.
Gun!
Gun! What if she had a gun?
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
Is blackguard like a slur? What does that even mean? Oh, 3 viewer pog! 3... It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. 3 viewer pog! As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. See, it's funny, chat. Your viewer count update is more accurate than mine. The third viewer wasn't there long enough for me to even like see a third, it's two. The true murder weapon, if you will. The true murder weapon. ASMR.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No! This is absurd! Order! 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 In the court!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what? Prosecutor Ouchie.
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Reveal your true form! Do you think so, Kazuma? Ahem, ahem. Ahem, 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 ahem. Does he do that when he's lying? Is that what the thing is? Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. Why did I take a picture of her handbag? I have no idea. But as you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag, clearly. And within that handbag?
Well, I never! You can see right through to what's inside!
That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ugh. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Clearly, you are the one who is sus. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san.
Order! Order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once!
Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. Okay.
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence.
Did I just turn on auto? I don't want that. Off. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed. And there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. When the imposter is among us. Sorry. Okay. Kazuma. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You You mean this is it?
I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat. Do you like that one? I made it up myself. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma, what? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government after all.
That smug little...
Ryanosuke Hanarudo. Having considered all of the evidence placed before me,
Wait! Your Excellency. Ryanosuke. I don't think you can rule out on this case yet.
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence.
Yo, we growing, we gaming. You better know what you're doing, Ryanosuke.
I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted has not undergone the court's scrutiny.
What is that? It's a bracelet, but I don't know, there's something sussy about it.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. But be warned.
The hammer is so huge, and his hand is even bigger. That's funny.
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect.
Ooh, I have a little hammer prop that I took when I played a judge in the Crucible that's in my dorm room that is going to be a great prop next time I'm playing this game. You know what they say about big hands, yeah. The judge is... his schlong is massive.
Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I can't wait to have my hammer prop next time. Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hasanaga submitted before. And then take a look at my fucking Magoo! You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail which you have alluded.
Is it this thing? There's something about this thing I don't like. I'm doing it. Look at this. Here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea where the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. And that connection better be firm. It better be as firm as my Magoo is right now. The cock jokes are back, everyone. Sorry. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean, another university. What? She can't leave? What are you talking about? She would like to know if she may be excused. She's like, she like just finished her plate at the dinner table, but she's still got like some green beans over on the side. She's like, can I go now? May I be excused? No, you may not be excused. You must eat all the food on your plate.
Oh, of course, dear lady. Everyone knows green beans are stinky. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn has something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. The hat? The hat is sus? You said sussy swan earlier, and I was saying the swan hat is sus. See, but no, she's not hiding her gun in the hat. At least I don't think. Yes, you're right. I am. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open. Prise this what?
Just give up, Counsel.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn, but as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the cause? Oh, Jesus. Alright, let me look at all of these. It's like a bowl. Okay, is there something else in one of these images that has a bowl on it? Wait. Wait, what is this? That's a bowl. But is that, like, concrete enough? Why would she have a burn mark from the steak plate? Review scene. Oh, that just pulls that out. Okay, cool. That's a nice button to have. Most of the games don't have it, or at least didn't when I played them. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions. There's nothing to show the woman. Okay, this is not useful. Back. Let's try this thing. I don't really know what the connection is here, but I've figured out what the burn mark is. What's this, Counsel? Yet another print. Yes, Your Excellency. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph,
Things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us just a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible. Yeah, you see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? I don't know why I'm talking like this, because I'm tired of just reading in a normal voice. The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph?
Okay, well that's easy. It's this thing. I have to press R. Okay.
Yes!
I wish I could just like double click it.
The beef steak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate. Ah! Ah!
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate, a fire emblem. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival.
Ah! 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 The bull! The emblem! The fire emblem!
This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape.
Ah!
Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. Oh wait, that was the victim's hand. I thought that was her hand. Oh, okay. Now it's okay. That actually is more significant than I thought.
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before. Or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Yeah. Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion at the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. I feel like I'm wasting the, deep British voice on this guy, and there's gonna be, 5 other characters in this game that I would rather give that voice to. But, yeah, here we are. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. 44 seconds.
It's inconceivable that the victim would have... I skipped it because I was doing a joke. It wouldn't let out a scream of pain.
I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
How is that relevant? Yes, he is, but he's been undercover.
Something isn't right here. Baby, baby.
Anyone who burnt themselves on a plate for 3 whole seconds will scream in pain. I'm singing again. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector, the music's distracting me. And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any before. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day,
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? I keep trying to read that as professor.
Um, well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryanosuke, do you think? I don't think. I have no idea what's going on. I haven't connected it yet. Did he... A trap? I don't... There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know why, like, how does hand... No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes. It's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already.
Dead!
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. Yeah, he wouldn't have screamed if he was already dead. You're right. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. He was already dead!
That's
Madness! This is Sparta!
Why? I just did 2 Zack Snyder movie jokes in a row. What's wrong with me?
Order! Order! Order, please! Counsel, explain! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once.
Sometimes I start reading and my brain is still on, like, the last thing I was saying, and then I just stop being able to process the words.
The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. But clearly, he has no grasp of the
Objection!
facts.
No, Prosecutor Ouchie.
It's you who has no grasp of the facts. Sorry, I got really aggressive with that one. I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
Your Excellency!
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I need to get water as soon as we get to the next testimony part. This game is constant reading.
Kawaii! Banana!
Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help, especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Oh, she spoke Japanese the whole time.
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese.
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? Isn't that a bit sus?
My mother tongue
The Queen's English!
is the most refined and elegant language in the world. Sorry, that broke me. I broke myself. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Cool, she's racist. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Oh, well.
You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously offered us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Witness testimony. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get I'm gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Don't leave. Wawa break. Wawa break. Wawa break. Wawa break. I would eat pretzels, but then I have to then I'd be chewing. The victim's death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. Yo, we gained a viewer during the Wawa break. Okay, it's fine. Sorry. So last stream I did, I don't know why I'm mentioning this now, but last stream I did, my computer just like crashed. Since then my monitor's been weird. It was flickering a lot lately. It's not doing it anymore. It's done it like 3 times this stream. Just every once in a while it flickers black and then goes back in, and I go every time. But it's not happening nearly as much as it was earlier. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's fine. It's not affecting it doesn't affect my ability to play a text-based game. Because of it I probably won't stream Yakuza for a while though. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course. No Yakuza because computer flickering issues. It's not doing it as much now, but it's done it, I think, 3 times this whole stream. Just occasionally, it'll flicker black for a second. So that's why no Yakuza. That and I suck at that game. Well, I'll go back to Yakuza at some point, but, like, for now, I'm just playing this and doing other things. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. Damn, she really is judgy.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. You insulted us like 3 times, but it's fine. You're white.
I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. Racism is okay if you're hot. And it's clear that you are hot.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what happened today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. I love the, like, over-the-top italics font for, like, her speaking English. That was a good way to do that in the translation. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Yes. Yeah, it clearly. Discombobulate! Oh my god. Step 1. Discombobulate! Pun, 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 pun. Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
He just discombobulated himself.
Bun, ba-da-dun, 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 ba-da-dun.
That's the Sherlock Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes music. Wait, hold on. I'm discombobulate music. Hold on. We're playing the music.
Curious how autocomplete works?
Okay.
Or
Ads,
why you see the
ads,
ads you do?
ads.
Visit YouTube
No,
to learn
yes,
more about
yes.
search.
I thought the music was gone. Now we have two musics. I didn't think this through. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man Burgess first started.
Yes!
I can't wait until the. Why do they actually sync up? Why do they actually sound good together? But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry. Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on the... okay, Alyssa, we know you don't like the meme. Shut up. The fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you? It's not... they sound normal to me. This does not sound weird to me. Like, they're melding together in my ears. You guys just have bad speakers. Haha, what fun! Step 1, discombobulate. Step 2, point out that his fly is down. Here, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Watch. There, you don't like both of them? Fine. You get this one.
The dear lady is absolutely right.
As your friend, you've embarrassed... Wait, is this music copyrighted? Fuck. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Why didn't you tell me? It fits so well. Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable... I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Hold on. Why would I play a Sherlock Holmes and the Great Ace Attorney? I know, it doesn't make any sense. They have nothing in common. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Okay, wait, I need to loop it. Hold on. Where's the loop button on here? Is it this one? How do I loop? How do I loop a YouTube video? Is it down here? I know how to do it on my phone. I don't know how to... Okay, fine. Whatever. We'll just keep playing. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Well, I can't. Anyway, somebody told me how to loop a YouTube video on the computer. Is that only a feature on mobile YouTube? When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. So I already pressed this one. I don't remember anything they said about it, but it's fine. I was too busy setting up the bit. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a right-click the screen. Okay. Professor and I raised our glasses in a No, I've lost one viewer since Discombobulate. One! Discombobulate! That one viewer, he got discombobulated. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Is that right? No, I just lost another one. You did that to prove a point. Jack just left to make it too.
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although...
Although...
Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table. I feel like I have to talk faster to match the pace of this music. I'm afraid I don't remember that.
Damn you! I have enough English to understand that at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means bless you.
I think it means the exact opposite.
Anyway. Dum 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 dum.
There's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please. Okay, wait. Poison! Poison! Wait, hold on. I'm gonna sync it up. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna get a strike, aren't I? Wait, I don't know if the music stopped because I have my music on. Fuck. Well, what about that last statement made by the witness?
Nope, that wasn't sus at all. It seems perfectly reasonable to me. I think you were leaning too hard into the bit. Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonable yourself.
Ugh. Alright, I just need to calm down and think everything through again from the start. Bum bum bum. If there's some other way a man... Okay, let's press this one. Dun, 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 dun. Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police forces thoroughly examine the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hossener?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all those causes, but maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Oh no, perish the thought of calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions.
Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-pum, pum, pum, pum.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. This is great, and warning, I'm gonna do this multiple times throughout the... I'm just gonna have this... I'm gonna have the video ready next stream in the background to play if I feel like it. If I feel like it's time for the discombobulate bit. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. Okay, this statement does not seem useful to press. Hold on. I'm gonna find... There's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. See, he was clearly shot. That's the thing. But was he already dead when he was shot? This is a weird, like, premise to go off of. No. No. Well, I already presented that. I mean, maybe it's, like, she has the second glass, but, like, thanks for warning us. Yeah, content warning, discombobulated. I'm just singing. Okay, none of this evidence makes sense. I'll just press the last statement. Let's see if it does anything.
Yes.
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Quite right. Le Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Oh, play it for Herlock. His theme is already iconic. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's coughing again. He's coughing again. That's sus. That's sus. If this is like... Okay, I'm actually going to turn off the music now. Yeah. Well, I'll let it finish looping, and then I'm going to not... Like, no more loop. If this is anything like Professor Layton, the Professor Layton crossover, the other witnesses will have tells that you can like confront and like shake up the testimony. So I'm thinking this frickin' coughing thing is a tell. I don't know how to like activate his tell though. Okay, well, I just didn't read that text. Exactly. Even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. I'm not sure what he's reacting to. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Ha ha! Killer blow! The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see some sense. I'm so based. I hate cops. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Bum, 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 bum. This song doesn't even sound that different from the other one. I guarantee one of the people who left is Alyssa because she hates this bit for some reason. Like the music, discombobulate fits in this soundtrack. Maybe it's a little bit the brun 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 is like maybe a little much, but what do you think, Rianovsky? I think it's going terribly. It sounds better. Why does it sound better? Because Hans Zimmer. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Okay, when the like confrontation music plays in this game though, it is really good. Like this song's fine, but yeah, wait for the confrontation stuff to kick in. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. You're still here! You're still here! No, the Ace Attorney song sounds better. Okay, well... I mean, this song is... Generally, this music's better. I mean... I don't hate the movie. You just hate the bit. Don't hate the bit, hate the player. Wait, actually, don't do that. Don't hate me. But that would mean... There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. The song, this song, or Discombobulate? Very important distinction. Is this the low-key obnoxious song, or Discombobulate? What? Rianovsky. There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean, about Miss Brett? Actually, no. It's about the person standing next to her, Inspector Hasanoga. The detective. Okay, discombobulate is obnoxious. I mean, okay, yeah, the bun 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 is a little obnoxious. Of course, that's kind of the like thing. But that's why it's like it's clown music, but also like investigation music. Time for me to do my 5-minute diatribe on why Discombobulate is a brilliant song. Sorry. Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Thank God. Did you think I was actually going to go on my like discombobulate diatribe for a second? Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. But this time, instead of targeting the woman itself, let's see what we can get. This is why I love the multiple witness system. Yes, you get to like confront people on like the things they say during the press statements. Like, you get to stop them in their words and be like, hey, that's sus! You don't get to do that in regular Ace Attorney. And honestly, when I played regular Ace Attorney, after getting my first taste of Ace Attorney with the Layton crossover, I was kind of, like, disappointed that I couldn't do that. Because the Layton crossover is what set up this whole system, for those who don't know. The whole multiple witnesses system. Okay, we gotta press the last statement, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes!
Yes! Ooh, I like when the song, like, picks up in this part. In the lands of the great British... Okay. In this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? We're all going to repeat the exact same things we said. Layton crossover, very good. Exactly. Okay, so now how do I, like, click on him? Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? What's your first introduction to Ace Attorney, Jack? Is it like an AMV or like one of those meme videos where like the characters are where it's like a conversation, but like the characters are doing the conversation? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. I can't read. I'll tell you if we play tonight. Okay. So you'll tell us later in the stream then if we play. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the device is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Well, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. Catch him off guard. Why don't we get to do this in the main games? This is such a good way to, like, suss out people. I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? The one that just appeared on screen. There's a little screen inside of the screen. But by moving the marker left and right with A and D, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Amongst us.
Wait.
Now. D, A, D, based, space.
Excuse me.
I don't know why I reacted this way.
What the? What's the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Clearly. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Why did my brain just read Inspector as imposter, and I had to course correct before I said that out loud. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. If there's something you'd like to say, please say it, or whatever. I don't know.
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over! Immediately!
Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yeah! And not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, what was his voice?
Do you have something to add in relation to the statements just made by Miss Brett?
Well, yes. If you don't mind, I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that?
I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. Wawa break. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I smuggle all the objects out of the crime scene. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Okay, what? Wait, the blood? He's coughing up blood. Poison. Well, looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve. Now take this, for example. Huh? That's a bit sussy! Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, nobody said it wasn't. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming. I guarantee it.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. The carbonated water bottle has been added to the court record. Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. I've got my own water bottle right over here. Do you like it? It's very big. A big bottle for a big man. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Ahem. Yes, I'm shitting myself. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his... Wait, what? Are we back on the same testimony? Raised our glasses in a toast. No other possible... Okay, let me look at this bottle, dude. Can't find anything out of place. Okay. Where's the cap? Okay. Oh, let's read the label, dude. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, cousin? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Why? Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. Sometimes I give him this voice instead of the voice it's supposed to have. Okay, so that was not helpful. Brett shared the water. Okay, I'm looking for contradictions here. Because there's the bottle in the photo. There's a cap. Where's the frickin' cap in the... Where'd the cap go? I mean, it's probably got... I guess it just didn't get put back on when they poured it, but I feel like that might be important somehow. There's some way... Okay, a man's life. Hold on. Do I present the bottle? That seems like a bit of a reach. Let's try it.
Yes!
What is this? The bottle of water.
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass?
That still doesn't explain how he got shot. Like, did I actually accidentally shoot him? But he was just already dead? Like, I don't... That's the weird part to me. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett. It was you. Okay, see, this music is good. This music is definitively better than Discombobulate. Bum 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 bum. This is outrageous to suggest a thing without a scrap of evidence. Dun, 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 dun. You little rookie imbecile! Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash actions could jeopardize the entire treaty? This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. Ahem, if I may. I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack on the youngly one. Shut up! It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady, you are my lady. Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And? Well, what did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No. No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Except the gunshot wound, which doesn't.
Thank you, Count. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Bright.
Oh no! I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present to the court at this point?
Kazuma. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Ta-ta!
Hold it!
Who? Who? Where? Who?
Beast girl! Beast girl!
Please, wait! Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning, and in her hand she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. Sasato. To be continued again? Another one? This case is long. Yeah, I will save my current progress. We're gonna take a quick discussion break here. I'm gonna close discombobulate. Bum 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 bum. So this case just keeps going, doesn't it? I mean, I like it. It's dope. Hold on. I'm gonna like. There's a chat there. I can read the chat. This case is based. It is based. It is based. I don't want the endless like OBS wave on. I'll just. But I was also gonna check. I was gonna check some stuff. The game also looks really good. Oh, yeah. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Discuss with us in Discord. I was just checking Discord. See, I don't wanna open Discord though. Oh wait, I could just hold on. Wait. No, that's stupid. I don't it's not like a long discussion. I'm just like engaged and I'm taking a pause to collect my thoughts and also turn on the light cuz it got dark in here. But yeah, I'm very impressed so far. This trial part 3. The first trial has 3 parts. Like this is definitely an S tier in the realm of first cases for sure. Um very good stuff. Good soup. Uh I do want to stream other games besides Ace Attorney, but this is easy for me right now. This is the game I'm sucked into right now. So like I've been like wanting to play it all week, finish this case, which I will be able to finish this case like quickly, right? I probably have like I feel like there's like half an hour left of mystery. That's how it seems to me. Yeah, I was gonna say the only first trial that might be better is the Apollo Justice one, because that first trial has the distinction of being one of the like the second best case in the whole game. Uh, you should be able to finish. Yeah, I just want to make sure we might be switching over to more group Ace Attorney after I finish this case, depending on people that are involved and whether they are available to do it. Um, yeah. I also one of the best killer reveals. Oh yeah. The one in Apollo Justice is really good. We're just talking about like old Ace Attorney games. Uh, game has such a great villain. It does. It does have a great villain. No spoils, but Ace Attorney 4 has a very good villain. A very good overarching villain, which like most of the Ace Attorney games kind of like the structure of the cases makes it hard for there to be overarching villains in most of the games. But Apollo Justice does it very well. Um I don't know if this game has an overarching villain. I mean, it seems like this lady might be a pawn in somebody else's bigger scheme. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Lady from Britain kills professor from Britain. We're going to go to Britain at some point and like figure out what's up with her. It's the only one with a real. Yeah, really, to like that degree for sure. Uh yeah, I'm really liking this so far. I'm trying to think of other games I want to stream because I mean there are a couple I have in mind, but now that I'm like streaming more again, I'm like trying to think about more cuz I play a lot of visual novels on the channel, whether it's let's playing Danganronpa or streaming Great Ace Attorney. Like I play a lot of games where there's not very much action. Uh Minecraft. Don't make me do it. Don't make me download Minecraft again. How do I even like? I know I bought Minecraft years ago, but I haven't touched it in so long. Like I was my cousin has a Switch, like my 6-year-old cousin, he plays Minecraft on it, and I went over to their house for Christmas and I tried to play Minecraft with him. I was terrible at it. He was so much better than me. I just kept dying and like didn't have any stuff. Like I don't remember how to play Minecraft and be good at Minecraft. I don't I It also didn't help that I'm not making I'm not making an SMP. You people have been corrupted by the dream. Dream, 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 dream. Have an SMP already. What do you mean you have an SMP already, Alyssa? Is this secret lore? I can teach you. I know. Minecraft is a stressful game for me. Not really. I just like aimless games are like not that was also part of the problem is I was playing on console, so like the crafting just sucked. And I didn't know like how to do it. Um I remember how to like craft I remember how to make a pickaxe. Mm, dinner. Dinner is ready. But I think so. In that on that note, I'm not gonna take a dinner break yet. I'm gonna finish the game, finish the case, and then we'll take a dinner break. So let's enough Minecraft discussion. Let's play this game.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ah, a judicial assistant, and a woman, no less. The rules state that females are not permitted in this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask for only 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence I must hand over to the defense.
Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
Switch to Minecraft right now! 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. 5 minutes, and then I'm switching to Minecraft.
But, Your Excellency, I want to play Minecraft now!
I am most grateful. She's underage, right? She's probably. She looks like the standard 17-year-old helper character. 16. Cool. Even younger. Who exactly are you? Sorry, but there's no time. Please simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something. Written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. The English ones. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. I'm saying play later, you dummy. I know you're telling me to play Minecraft later. I'm doing a bit. It's called doing a bit! It's called humor! God! Nobody understands my sense of humor. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. Doo-doo-doo. There's a part of this song that sounds like a Sticker Bush symphony. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. Oh no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Bro, she plays Minecraft. You shouldn't have brought Minecraft up. See, some games are funnier if you just use them as an eternal bit but never actually play them. Minecraft is one of those games.
Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser. You guys spent 5 minutes talking about Minecraft. Time is up.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful. Thank you. Goodbye then, and good luck. do 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 do. Do 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 do.
You have had long enough, Count. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is a very... Bring back a Yesa Nosa.
yes, sir, no, sir. Bring him back. He was fun. He was a funny bit character.
This really is our very... I've literally thought several times this stream, I miss a Yesa Nosa. I just didn't say it out loud. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
And look, the unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett,
Yes, Your Excellency.
if you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court?
Okay, so I'm gonna look at this thing before I present it. The hunters of the reason used it. Okay, the poison's made from the bark. The cap of the bottle is missing. It's in the bottle. It's in the cap. Effects: instant paralysis, subsequent death. Route of entry: the poison enters the body through a wound. So it was in the gunshot, or is the burn mark? I'm not sure about that part yet. We'll figure it out. Its ability to render the human body paralytic. It's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest cause of it must be found. Okay. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Yes!
Boom. 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 Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What? Poison? Oh, where are you going with this, counsel?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. That's a fun word to say. Curare. 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 He can say curare, but he can't say Ryunosuke, or, whatever the other name I wasn't saying right was. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What? A complete and utter nonsense. Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done. You wouldn't have done?
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't heard of curare for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. Ooh, so if he was killed with curare, it's gotta be her. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police do for toxin... Oh, I see. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of curare.
What?
Order! 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 Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Bratt?
Objection!
Trumpery! Donald Trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
It paralyzes you. Read the evidence. Obviously, I would have noticed disturbance. Okay, I already know what to present. According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Counselor.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
And you're suggesting this bottle, Counselor, actually contains this terrifying poison.
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense!
Ahem. If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so. Ah!
It is you who must be taught.
Of course.
Dear lady! I like this, her shutting him up thing. Introduce Lady Larry Butts' grandpa. So this is how you Japanese behave, isn't it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime! That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Bum 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 bum!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
She's gonna, drink the bottle. Oh, yeah. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry? To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers! Bum 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 bum. Wait, what? What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Da, 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 da. I wish I still had the song up. Da, 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 da. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Grr. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now, please. I've been sitting at the dining table for 2 hours! I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have killed over dead. Come on, Ryanovsky. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains no poison. It's in the lid, dude. It was like the cap. I don't know how she did it in the cap, but it's not in the bottle. As I thought. There is no poison in that bottle. Nice bluff with the as I thought. What? Why, Ryanovsky? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Oh, is that what this... Okay.
That was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry, Counsel, for which you will be penalized. Penalized!
What? So there is poison in the bottle? Okay. Well, there's only one other option, so I guess there was poison in the bottle. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious?
Objection!
Fool! Are you blind? There was no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained.
how exactly.
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
So, there's a bottle cap here. There is not a bottle cap here. That is the crux of my theory. I don't know which evidence to present to, get that theory, though. Carbonated water is the last drink ever had. Looks like there's a little left, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, you can't do that. It's fucking poison. But it's not poison. I wonder, could there be anything in this water? Okay, this is info for earlier. Do I present this one, though? Or, hold on. The bark. Do I present this one because it mentions the poison is made from bark? I'm gonna present this one.
Yes.
The answer to this riddle.
Objection.
That's not a valid explanation. After all, we don't speak English.
Well, we'll just tell you what's in it! What are you talking about? I'm just reading Sasato-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel.
Okay, so I did do it right. Got it. Because they're asking me this follow-up question. Frick. Which section is this? It's on the synopsis page. It's written right here in the synopsis. I think.
Oh, really?
Go on. Well, it's a synopsis, so it's bound to contain lots of vague statements that I really hope help me out here.
Objection.
You'll have to do better than that. I shudder to think how we'll fare in the 20th century.
Wait, what? Why did I get a strike? The bark! The bark!
The bark!
What? So did I present the wrong evidence, or did I answer the question part wrong? Read properly. Learn how to read. Okay, wait. Something that explains how the English woman could have taken curare with no ill effects. Oh! So, okay, wait. Hold on. E. Hunters of the region have used it since ancient times. Above mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through the wound. So it doesn't work if he drinks it. Okay. So it's frickin' so fixated on the bark, dude. Special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it has me curious about something.
Oh, Counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, a good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Wait, I'm not following any of this.
Good gracious, Counsel. No, that would be madness.
I was like reading all of that while my brain was thinking about going back to school next week. I can do that. I can like read things out loud and have my brain in a completely different realm and not even like processing what is being read. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has none whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You know curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. I didn't mean to pull that up. right, the swan was sus. Rapscallion! Well, Ryunosuke, as it turns out, the swan was sus after all. Really? A lawyer? Me?
Oh, that poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly...
If she would just let the prosecutor speak for her, she'd probably be fine. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read into the book. I spit on the fucking mic when I was screaming rapscallion into it. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Swan sus. Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Succus! I pressed the succus. The gastric succus. Oh, yeah. Well, of course. Gastric succus? What? Succus amucus? Okay, I had to stop. So if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Ah! That's right. Good gracious!
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Succus amorcus for the banana minions. Banana, succus, banana!
The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest?
Yes! This curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial!
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. What's happening? What is this? What? Huh? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Why do I feel like I'm about to go into a Danganronpa minigame?
Objection.
Oh, he uttered his first objection. Based. Why am I so annoying? I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Banana? Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
Okay, now this is the is this the bark thing? Hold on, I need to the branding? Is it the branding? Is it the I don't there's a lot of shit. Like what was the poison? Okay, no, the wound. It's the wound. He got wounded. Just do this one. Just present this one. I don't like that R is the present button.
That doesn't make any sense. You suck.
Listen, Ryunosuke, there's no need to overthink this. When the poison we know that the poison's curare. We know that curare's toxic effects only come into play when the poison enters the body via the wound. The wounds. The burn is a wound. The bullet. Well, yeah, okay, but that doesn't. If she shot him with, why would she bother with poison if she was just gonna put the poison inside of a bullet that she would then shoot him with?
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence.
I thought we established the timeline that the bullet was after his death.
As we now know that this poison is completely harmless.
I mean, I'll try it, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Take that.
It wasn't that one! You're wrong! That's sus! strikes do I have left? How many strikes do I have left? Okay, it's not giving me strikes. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Okay. Alright, what the hell am I supposed to present? The bottle? This? I feel like it... Okay, it's one of these frickin' photographs. I tried this one already. This? Time British. Time of death. No exit wound. Bullet. Fatal hemorrhage. Pectoral ballistic trauma. Is it this one? Wait. There's no strikes. He's not giving me strikes. He's just, like, frowning at me. And then, like, pushing me. Okay. Yeah. They don't give me strikes on the hard one. Okay. So is it, the bottle? If it's this, and it's the bark, now, I'm gonna be mad. Why would Dr. Wilson alone? The bark thing doesn't answer that question, though. Only he drank water? Hold on. There's one glass. Wait, glass, and then the other glass is inside the glass. Does this glass have stuff in it? The burn mark, hand, hold glass, liquid spill in thing. I already presented this piece. Okay, I'm so confused. This one?
Take that!
No! That's still wrong!
When Dr. Wilson drank his glass of water, he must have had a wound somewhere that let the poison in. Yeah, the bullet wound! Or the burn wound! The two things I already tried! The dental wound! I'm gonna present this and then it's not gonna be right. I was right! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference.
Oh! Banana! The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yeah, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist!
Ah, not the dentist! Woo! Dentist, woo!
Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Banana! Banana!
What else do minions say?
Banana! Banana! Apple! Minion! Banana! Banana!
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Ah!
Banana!
You see, when you need vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip.
Banana! Bottle! Bottle go drop! Poggers!
Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No!
What is it? What just happened?
It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle.
And in the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once! Stop being a minion, please. I will leave. Okay, fine. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. This carpet that I brought in with me and put under my feet. Wait, what is she saying right now? You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. Banana! Sorry, one more. Can she do that? That seems very illegal. I feel like she should be arrested for that. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we will never know now, will we? What I just did was a girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep maneuver that is uncounterable. You girl boss. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course. You're referring to the photographic print, I presume, dear lady. The one that shows he was shot with a bullet, somehow, while also drinking poison at the same time. That's right, really, and looking at this photograph, it's clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me.
The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No! You killed the victim that day using karare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Nobuhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. I don't know why she didn't just skip a step. If she'd just skipped a step and shot him with her hidden gun and not used the poison at all, she could have won, but she decided to overcomplicate it. Then in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say, and I shot the professor's dead body, did I? It's Ace Attorney, it's always convoluted. So is Danganronpa, that's how these games work. Well, this is very convoluted for a first case, though. Like, the first case in the first Ace Attorney is literally just guy robs apartment, woman comes in, he conks her on the head with a thinker clock, and then blames the guy who just left. Like, this is 100 times more steps than that.
Exactly. You don't have a shred of evidence, and as long as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Huranoa!
Ugh. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke, yes, we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head. In your head! In your head! Zombie, zombie, zombie. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt, every color, every smell. What is happening? Pictures being in black and white instead of color makes this harder. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there be another clue? No, there's nothing. There's no clue. There's no clue. Not the blood right there. Not a clue. Just... Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then.
Let's wipe that smug look off her face. I don't know. I'm not gonna go back and read that. Why is your name Green now? Did you change your name to Green? I thought you were a different viewer. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. The blood. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is the one thing that is different in color. Oh, right.
Take that!
Press R. Maybe I can right-click? Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
Attention!
Wait a minute! Where are you going with that?
Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a splattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. The professor, oh. But no, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photo. Look at this photograph! The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind me. Ah! Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Barrett. I beg your pardon!
Attention!
This is beyond ridiculous! Fabricated nonsense! Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime, I took the plate. I took it, meat and all! And I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. I love this guy. This guy's great. This guy's so clutch. You did what? I took the sloppy steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. I poured water over it. I did the sloppy steak bit. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on the plate. We must examine it. Now.
Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes,
Sir!
I don't know. That's not what his voice was before. The steak's still there, dude. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Plate pog! Plate pog! Hosonaga is base. Don't tell me, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he shows up in future cases as well. Because he's already a better investigator than some of the investigate characters in the Ace Attorney series. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector! The blood man! Show the court!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible. Okay, there's like a white stain on it though. I'm pretty sure the blood just
He shouldn't have done the sloppy steak spit. He poured water all over the blood. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood. What an unbecoming expression, little boy.
Ah! Mere banana!
You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ooh, our viewers going up again. They came back. They came back for the finale.
I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempted courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. Clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gap. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Believe in myself. Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary.
Miles goes hard. He does. Too bad he's not in this game. But he does go hard. He does indeed go hard. Ty? Okay, Alyssa knows this person. Cool. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Let me look. Okay, what the hell is this? Can't find anything on a plate. This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? It's a cow. Okay, yeah, cow. This is a symbol of All Carnival. Okay, cool. Great. What else can this plate reveal? I love Edgeworth. I love Edgeworth too. Edgeworth is based. I don't know why I'm kind of doing an Edgeworth voice for the Inspector Hosonaga guy. It didn't start out that way, but it's happened. Huh? What the fuck? What is this? I think it's a carbon coin, and the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Kaban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good... Didn't somebody mention a Hoei Kaban earlier? Yeah, I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion. Okay, dude, shut up. We're trying to solve a mystery here. Stop talking about this. Stop doing bits. I'm the one who's doing the bits. Okay, wait. Let's check the key, the coin. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. Yeah, I know it's from the Hoei era. It's marinated in the juices. But the next time I order steak at an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. Okay. So what is this? Why is there a coin under the steak? Okay. Yes, it does have other clues. There's a coin under the steak. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue.
The plate of beef is sauce! The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. Kazuma is a bit, man. He really is. He's got to commit to the bit. That's why he's here, dude. He's got to commit to the bit of being a lawyer that's not actually the lawyer, and having the bit of having the not lawyer do everything.
I'm sorry, Miss Brent.
but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. This is like the 5th time I've told you this.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You and Kazuma are cut from the same cloth. We are.
Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding.
Okay, yeah, the freaking coin. How do I, like, pull the stake off? Do I just do this? Okay, yeah, cool. Huh? I already did this dialogue. But I guess I didn't do it in the trial, so... Now I'm getting it again.
Oh, I heard of pearls before swine, but I never heard of bullion before bullion.
Right there. I certainly never expected to find it. Oh my god, this dialogue again? Okay. Where precisely on the coin? The coin! What? I'm so confused, huh? What do you... What? What the hell? Okay, when did they talk about coins earlier? Hold on, I can't check the court log. How far does this go back? Not far at all. Okay, great. They talked about coins earlier, but I don't... It was last stream. Like, this... I don't... What? This... Here. There's the clue. What are you talking about? What's happening? No, I'm not eating it. I'm... Kaban coin. What's a Kaban coin? Hold on. I'm Googling Kaban coin. Oh, right! It was the antique guy. But what does that have to do with anything? Okay. Is this the clue? Here's the clue. What is happening right now? Do I need to press R? Is that the problem? Hold on.
Got it!
Okay, well. Why can't I just, like, click on it?
Good gracious, that's... Come on!
I don't know why I did that, but... Oh, everyone, that. Miss Brett, this is, in fact, the beef steak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day of in question. Tell me, why is there an old coin?
What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, and I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoey Kaban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. Can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency.
Yes, counsel?
A rare Hoey Kaban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing underneath that steak.
The owner?
Oh god, are we bringing the frickin' antique guy back? What is going on? This trial is never ending.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer. Kiyori, as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military surgeon.
Why can't it be a yes and no, so why do we have to bring back the lamer witness? I remember him saying he was up to something with his coin when it happened, at exactly the moment the gun was fired. This just keeps growing, dude. Like, too busy on the floor.
Hunting for treasure. Ooh, indeed, the Hoyera Kaban, my prize.
Then this Hoyera Kaban. Do you mean to tell me?
I'm gonna close my Google tab for Kaban coin now. No, wait, full screen this. Get on this. Yeah, okay. Why would his Kaban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. I'm really hungry. Is this gonna end soon? Which is why I'm asking to bring Karakata-san back to the stand.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testify to their back here, without a moment's delay.
I'm not sure I'm gonna have the energy to do group Ace Attorney. This case is long. He's back!
Yes, sir, no, sir. We brought him in, too, because why not? What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Kawakoto-san, something else has come to light that requires your clarification.
I don't like that smile emoji you sent after "Don't worry, it's almost over." We got a whole, like, group trial to do, somehow. Somehow we got these guys back in the room. I mean, I said I wanted more Iesa Nosa, so I guess I'm getting it. Did he just catch the knife with his shoe blade end? Jesus.
Yes, that's it, that's the very exact one it is. There was splendid holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be.
As I thought.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. No, that was not sarcasm. Okay. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
I liked that bit. That was clearly. It couldn't have fallen there by accident. Karakuta's got a knife. They just let them bring weapons to the courtroom. I mean, Kazuma has a sword. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable concept of... Ah!
Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hasanoka.
I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Oh yes, that's right, the secret undercover operation.
Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, it's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis? The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuta-san's Kaban is all too clear. What?
What?
There's two characters have the same voice. There's character. I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable, the dead man?
No, it's the sus lady, right? It's gotta be the lady.
Take that!
Yes, seems a likely candidate for a Kaban. No, come on, Ryunosuke! Huh? Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached the table unnoticed. What? Huh? Uh-oh, maybe I'm on the wrong track here. Uh-oh, I have one strike. We are going to save. Who stole the Kaban and hid it under the stake? Was it actually the victim? But if the victim stole it, why? What does this have to do with anything? I thought the blood on the plate was gonna be like the final clue, and then now we're talking about a whole different topic. F it. No, that's not what I pressed. F it.
Take
Go.
that!
What? Think, Coleman. Think! I don't know what this Kaban coin thing has to do with anything. This is the most out-of-pocket, like, left-field clue. Well, I did it. I got a game over.
That will do. I am now satisfied that no reasonable doubt remains in this matter. The defense has consistently failed to refute adequately the assertions of the prosecution. Accordingly, I hereby announce this court's final verdict. I find the defendant guilty.
It is related. I know it's related. I just don't understand how. Just load. Yeah, that's why. Why do you think I don't even need to load the save. There's a retry from this scene button. That's new. I'm gonna just load the save because I already saved. Okay, it's not him. It's not him. It's not him. Was it you? He keeps calling himself a crime scene thief. Is he the crime scene thief? That. This guy. It's not the victim or the Giselle. No, it was not. My.
Take that!
Was it the frickin' military guy? Oh my god. What does this have to do with anything? Just wait. I don't even need to go to the game over text. Just frickin' load the save right now.
Yes or no, sir? Is it you?
Take that!
Obviously. It can only be you. The character that I thought was a bit that doesn't matter to the case at all.
What? How? How dare you, you monster!
Monster.
I stole that Kaban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Otto. The baby! The baby's a mobster!
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. What does this have to do with... What baby? Shut up.
Ah! I'm being choked on my own mustache hairs! Glibbly glop, glibbly glop, glibbly glop!
What is happening right now? He's not even the killer in this case, and he's doing the, like, villain breakdown moment.
Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yesa Nosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
I wanted Iyesa Nosa back. The monkey's paw has curled.
Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place.
If they had his plate. Oh my god. Wait, what? If they had his plate? Why do they have his?
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his caban?
Yes, sir. It was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are!
This is giving me Persona 5 vibes.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
It's not a game. I'm not challenging you. Yes, when the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd owe too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
Doing. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
Why do they slam their heads into the table? I can't stop peeking my mic. I yell too much. I know. That's it.
Mighty esteemed gentlewoman, please be excused, your exit.
Someday I'll get like a nice mic, but day is not today.
The theft of the Kaban.
I did buy a webcam though. I bought a webcam for my computer. I don't know if I'll use it during streams, but like I bought one for like Zoom calls and stuff.
The theft of the Kaban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-shadowed sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. What did I even peek my mic just doing? Oh, right, the Phantom Thief joke. The Persona 5 joke. Sorry.
Well, oof!
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness!
Very well. Now that all the questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Goodbye, everyone.
And good day!
I just peeked the mic again. Did that peek the mic? I don't know if it peaks the mic. I can't hear it. I didn't mean to press that. I can't hear it. Ryunosuke, what is the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. No, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I feel like there was a contradiction in the wait, her parting words? Good luck, everyone, and good day. There's no contradiction there. Oh, the picking up your steak and biting into it. My ears do. Yeah. Turn your volume down then, sussy baka. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Alyssa, the amount of loud British YouTubers you watch, don't talk to me about peeking the mic. Don't do it. Alyssa is sus.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brent! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words. I don't know what is the contradiction? What are you talking about? What contradiction?
What is no student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Reader's Kid? That is a great question. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. What's the... I don't... Oh, shoot. Is it... It's probably something in this photo. Hold on. There's a knife and fork on this table. Is that the contradiction? I really don't want to get another strike.
Take that!
No, that was the wrong one! I clicked the wrong one! I clicked the wrong one! That was the wrong photograph. That was the wrong photograph. That was the wrong photograph. I didn't save. That was the wrong photograph. That was the wrong photograph. What does retry from the scene do? That was not that was the photograph of like the hand and the handbag. I'm so dumb. It's like when you like try to select your Kahoot answer really fast. Okay, what's the start of the current scene? Not too far back, yeah. Probably less far back than where I saved. Well, what part of... Yeah, okay, this is earlier. Does it, like, refill my lives? Oh, it does refill my lives. That's definitely easy mode activated. This is the one I was freaking trying to present. I don't know if it's right, but that's the one I was trying to present.
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about the steak seem unnatural to you?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Notice what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. So it's the proof that it's his steak. Okay.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at this steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Oh.
Ah! It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, If the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Attention!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help it. Ah! Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. And,
Oh my god, she is not hearing. She's not having his. I've heard enough! You irritating little spectacled samurai relic! Of course, dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Get it? Get it? Because there's a swan on your head? Get it? I'm a bit guy. I do the bits. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications those teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryanosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Of course I do. That's why there was no blood. Because the steaks were swapped.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Captain. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
everything.
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence. Your switching of the steaks was, in a word, sloppy.
Shut up!
Is she like pulling on her hat to make the conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Has it been? What?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
This is absurd! The trial has run several hours already! 5 hours and 43 minutes, in fact! That's the combined time of these two streams! There can't be! I don't believe you have it!
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. Yasunosa still has his steak plate. And if that... Everybody's hoarding evidence. That's the only reason we're solving this. It will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. I hope to God it is. I'm very hungry.
Take
Easy.
that!
Consul, I'm disappointed, as this is likely your last... What?
The sloppy steaks!
Is it her? Oh wait, maybe the waiter's got like all the steaks. Yeah, the frickin' evidence thief. Yeah, I'm like, the waiter's probably got all the steaks. I thought maybe he took it with him because he had the coin in it, but the answer is obvious. Hasanoga. What? I have it. Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? Not like I haven't done that 3 other times. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes?
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Kurukata's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer!
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentlelady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's knee.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Exactly. The gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks.
A lot of dots.
You did switch the plates.
Ah,
Oh, he switched the plates? I thought she switched the plates. That's funny.
well, after it happened, bang! When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my house like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hit the coin underneath. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. He decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested, taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Shut up, baby! With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you, so yes, I did what had to be done.
I love this guy. Best bit witness, who ended up being crucial to the case somehow.
However, fear not, prosecutor son.
What now?
I swear on the brass buds of my uniform, I just did a stretch. I just did my military stretch. That's all I did, sir.
Oh, you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosanaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both.
Ah! Banana!
That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
Bum, 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 bum. Holy crap, this song is a bop. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
Bum, 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 dum, dum, bum, 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 dum, bum, bum, bum. No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was... So if frickin' Iyesa Nosa hadn't swapped the plates, this case could have been like half an hour shorter. That's funny though. That's very funny. I like that. I'm quite sure. Like, I assumed she swapped the plates when I found out about the steak switch. But no, he swapped them. He literally helped her unintentionally. Like, she would have been caught a lot faster. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood. I believe... I'm skipping. I'm reading fast. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court.
I didn't think... Like, there was already the confrontation theme earlier, and that was a good song, but this one's even better.
Present the beef steak and plate that was originally on the... I'm doing the yes in the wrong voice. Yes, sir.
Sorry for keeping you. Oh, there it is. Please, feel free to examine it. The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look! Yes! Among us! The killer is among us! Whatever, I did. Now this makes everything clear. The blood I can't help myself. You're about at the halfway point now. Shut up. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table, with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhado-san to have shot the victim. I butchered that pronunciation. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. I feel like we could have skipped the poison step if we'd remembered the blood on the stake thing earlier, right? Like, you could have skipped the whole poison arc. Because you're just like, oh, there's blood on the stake, that means he had to have been faced the other way, which means she had to have shot him from the front. The poison is not relevant. Yet we spent so long talking about it. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. Like, you could, in theory, prove that it's her without even knowing about the poison. You'd just be like, oh, she shot him. Outdone. Why did I think that was the Yasanosa? Outdone by a Japanese. Me? By a Japanese banana? No! 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 The swan. Is she gonna, like, take off? Alright, that's definitely gonna need more. What the What? The judge is like, what the fuck? Oh my god. It's like Despicable Me with the minion on the balloon that just flies away forever. She's a minion. She's a minion. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Oh my god. Okay. It was I who took the professor's life, using karate. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. What are you oh my godding at? What are you oh my godding at? Your stream's behind. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. Fuck, my tooth hurts. You planned to kill the professor knowing that no trace of the poison would be found in his water, because curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip. So the original plan was just poison him with the water. But then she got stuck there, and I picked up a gun, and she was like, I can work with this, and she just shot him. I see. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. That whole scene. Incredible. Absolutely incredible villain freakout. The swan. Oh my god. This game's great. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. That whole scene was so insane and amazing. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. Exactly. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Under your skirt?
So I was right. There were 2 guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, that's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. But she's lucky nobody saw her turn the chair around. Jesus. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellent. Your Excellency. Sometimes I read the name Brett and I'm like, oh, it's a male character talking. No, it's her. Her last name's Brett.
Yes?
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? Oh, she's gonna get out of this somehow. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. She vanished. Disappeared.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. Jesus Christ, that was long. I'm gonna go get a sloppy steak of my own.
This can't be. Takatsuchi Ouchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ag!
Ryonosuke Naruhodo. I said it the old way. Why did I do that? What? Yes.
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten.
Ouchie. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Oh my God. I see Ryonosuke run out of the way for him to do that? Oh, now he has the pain hair! 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan, even when their names become Right and Pain.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryonosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. But what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asoki. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. Where's my mouse? Okay, it's down there. Cool. Why was that? What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. That's set up for the next case. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. Bum, bum, ba. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty. Yay! We did it! It took 6 hours. That's like the longest first case in Ace Attorney history. This court is now adjourned. November 2:46 p.m. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke. Bum, 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 bum. You finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place at Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. I knew it was going to be Sasato. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result, too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for, my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father. Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on Cory, okay? Yeah, yeah, okay. She's Mikutaba's, yeah. Speaking of Mikutaba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikutaba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's where you meant Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. It's your turn, Asoki. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asagi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course he is. Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to... He brought the sword into a courtroom. Of course he's going to take it to London. Wait, they don't have planes yet. Is he taking, like, a ship? I was going to say, like, he's not going to get that sword through airport security, and then I remembered it's the frickin' 1800s. That reminds me. What happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her.
It's not easy to tell you this, but she got out of it, didn't she? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Who's talking? Oh, it is this guy. I'm good at guessing who's talking. It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I knew that slimy fox was gonna get out of this somehow. It's not the last we'll see of first name Brett. I don't remember what her name was. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. Her name's Iesa Brett. Shut her upper. Alright, that one wasn't good. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving. Alright, this is kind of like filler dialogue. There's a lot of this. What is the pink thing? The mystery continues. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now? This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But, Professor, you're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. May I come along to the drinking? In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I'm coming along. This is my excuse to come along. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Ahem, ahem. Let's not worry about details for now. I like being a waiter. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Hosonaga is great. I love him. Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. Oh, she's gonna come too? I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhado-san's... No, she has to do the paperwork while we drink. Unfortunate. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Watson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference. Your skills made the difference, though. Oh, one day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, don't be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for being a defense lawyer. I mean, oh no, not me. All the tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? Believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, You faced seemingly hopeless situations, time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it. Through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is...
Ah! Ah! You're still here, are you? Oh!
Oh, Inspector Hosonaga.
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go!
I love that this guy is literally... He wants to go party with us. That's so funny. Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick this conversation up again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes. That too. Based Hosonaga. Extremely based. Incredibly based. We're gonna go to the bar from Yakuza 0 and, sing, no, what, not Dame Dane. What's the, happy one? So my very first trial came to an end. I haven't played Yakuza in so long, I don't remember. This has to be fixed. I feel like I need to play Yakuza again soon. Maybe next weekend. I love Hosonaga gets lined up. He didn't really play much of a part, but hey, he hoarded all the evidence. He's literally the one who... Yes, they're gonna go sing Buddy Holly, my favorite Yakuza 0 song. It's because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through the trial.
What's with these homies dissing my girl? Why do they gotta run? What did they ever do to disguise that we're so violent?
Defense debut. Achievement unlocked. Well, that was a lot of fun. That's maybe the best. Well, it's a little long, but I also liked that they let the first case be a full thing and not just oh, tutorial case, you know? Also, my phone that I use to look at chat is at 8% because that was such a long playthrough. Are we... Hold on. I know I talked about switching to group Ace Attorney after this. I don't know if my voice can do that. If it's got to be a short session. Hold on. Take a well-earned break. Yes, I do feel like... Look at the silhouette for the next case. Okay. It's a ship. Unbreakable Speckled Band. Adventure of the Runaway Room. The Clouded Kokoro. Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. Oh, and then this is the second game Oh, wait, no. We've just looped back. No, no, no. In the save file. Okay. Wait, what? How do I do that? So I meant go eat dinner. Oh, yeah. Well, I will go eat dinner. Options. What's happening? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the save. The inventor of the unbreakable speckled band investigate. Oh! Holmes! Holmes! Holmes Pog. Holmes Pog. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut stream. I might be back to do group Ace Attorney. I think exclusively to viewers who already watch, who already are a part of group Ace Attorney. So I don't even know if that, but like, yeah, okay. I'm closing the game now. Dropped frames, 3,376, 0.8%. It's fine. Why am I talking about this? Stop stream. Bye.